All right, it is 9:30 and we will call to order the Cumberland County Salary Board and begin with a roll call, please, Lauren.
Commissioner Nieder.
I'm here.
Commissioner Fasci.
I'm here.
Commissioner Eichelberger. Controller Wickham.
Here.
All right. Is there any public comment to be made before the Salary Board? Is there anyone showing online, Lauren, having interest in making public comment? None? All right, we'll proceed with the approval of the minutes from the April 10th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll second. It's moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Next up, we have approval of the Salary Board actions.
Make a motion to approve the salary board actions as presented.
I'll second. It's moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Is there any other business to come before the Salary Board at this time?
I'll make a
Okay,
motion.
hearing none. Thank you, Al. We'll take your motion for adjournment. We will go into the Board of Commissioners meeting and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. So we don't have any fun stuff on the agenda today. Just we're all business. We're all business here. We'll begin with the calling to order of the Board of Commissioners meeting. The roll call, please, Lauren.
Commissioner Nieder.
I am here.
Commissioner Fasci.
I'm here.
Commissioner Eichelberger.
Next, we open it up to any public comment on non-agenda items. Is there anyone showing interest in making public comment? If you are online and you wish to do so, please use the raise your hand feature. No one? All right. Thank you, Laura. That will take us into the consent agenda.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. So the consent agenda is a list of routine items that did not appear to be controversial in nature and which seem to not require any additional discussion. If discussion is required on any particular item in the consent agenda, now would be the time to make that request. And just for your information, that would be agenda items 4 through number 14. Hearing none, seeing none, Commissioners, I would request approval of the consent agenda.
Move to approve. It's moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank
That takes us to the regular agenda, which is a list of non-routine items that will be discussed and may be acted upon individually. And we'll start with agenda item 15. And I'll call on Shannon Geisweit to discuss a gift of smiles letter of support.
Oh. Hi, good morning. Sorry, I'm not sure. So I know you guys have given us a letter of support in the past. We're just requesting another letter of support for our neighborhood assistance program application. We opened a clinic in November to provide free dental care for individuals with disabilities who don't have access to dental care, and also children under 5 with severe tooth decay, no matter what their disability status is.
Shannon, I was over when Secretary Seiger was there to see the clinic. It's beautiful. And I think NAP is a fantastic program and you're doing the most with it. So thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's a wonderful, wonderful thing that you all are doing.
Thank you.
No, but I'll move to approve.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioners. That takes us to agenda item 16, which is discussion and approval for providing site civil engineering services to the county to assist in the implementation of the Cumberland County Facilities Master Plan. Kirk Stoner is not available today, so I'll be presenting this in his absence. As you know, we do need some assistance on providing some information as the Facility Master Plan moves forward, and this was the group that was selected. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Don't have any, but I will move to approve.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you,
Thank you,
Commissioners.
Stacy.
That takes us then to agenda item 17. We have Christine Bowden online to discuss the contracts for aging and community services. Christine?
Good morning.
Morning.
The life to live home care contract is to provide personal care and home support services to consumers in our options program. This is to add on an additional provider. The Aging Well PA amendment is to adjust the rate for the third year of the contract. It was found that by Aging Well that the second year, the calculation was calculated in error, and they're making the correction on with an amendment for the third year so that we're still being paid the total of the contract, but it's just a lesser amount for the third year.
Thank you for the explanation.
Any questions for Christine?
I have none.
I will move to approve.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Christine. Thank you, Commissioners. That takes us to agenda item 18, which is discussion and approval of the Weston Roby, I hope I said that right, contract for the district attorney FID. We've got Eric online to discuss.
Good morning, Commissioners. The contract is for Weston Rob, I guess he pronounces it, and he will be a second verifier in our digital laboratory.
Any questions for Eric?
I have none. Will entertain a
I will
motion.
move to approve.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Commissioner.
Eric. That takes us then to agenda item 19. We have Carrie Finkenbinder here to discuss the unit contract for finance. Good morning.
So this is the contract for the reconfiguration of our current Westica site with the changes making in the import system. It's also updating our integrations between the two systems. The total cost is $41,500.
Any questions?
No, I will move to approve.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Carrie. All right, so that takes us to discussion and approval of the HRG contract for liquid fuels finance. And I'm going to present that, and I'll just ask Carrie for any assistance if I get something wrong, okay? Because, you know, Kirk Stoner is the expert here, but I think between the two of us, we can equal his knowledge. So, this is to perform interim inspections on 30 municipal small bridges. These bridges have been determined to require yearly bridge inspections to evaluate conditions based on the findings of the initial small bridge inspections completed in 2023, 2024. Municipalities have been made aware of the inspections, are supportive of the effort, and look forward to reviewing the resulting inspection reports. Funding for the inspections has been programmed as part of the 3C Small Bridge Program and uses county $5 local use fee proceeds. And I would just add to Kirk's notes here, just to remind you that the $5 fee, right off the top, we do pay our Pliget loans for the previous bridges that had been replaced in.
The PIB loan.
Yep.
See, I knew Carrie was gonna back me up here.
It's a PIB loan.
PIB loan.
Yes.
I apologize.
Sample Bridge.
So those were for county-wide bridges.
Yeah, that was for
Now we're
countywide
working on
bridges. These are
municipals.
municipal bridges. Any questions?
No, but I will move to approve.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Next, we have discussion and approval of a contract addendum for MHIDD, and we have Linda McCulloch here on the Zoom to discuss.
Good
Morning.
morning. So this contract addendum is for a fiscal year 24-25 increase of $26,867. This is due to the state increasing rates for the providers as of July 1st, but not implementing them telling us till October. And then they gave us the rate increase in January, the dollars to fund these rate increases. So this is an increase for their residential retro back to July the 1st.
Okay. Any questions for Linda?
I do not have any. If there's willing to make a motion,
I will move to approve.
Second.
it's moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you,
Thank
Commissioners.
you.
Thank you, Linda. That takes us then to agenda item 22, which is discussion and approval of the PCCD and Indigent Defense Grant Program extension with acceptance for the public defender to extend the grant term by 1 year and increase the grant by $100,939. We have our Chief Public Defender, Michael Hauke, is here to discuss.
Just requesting that you approve the grant. There's no matching or anything that's needed by the county.
No,
Any
and
questions?
Michael, I don't know if you've heard any word, as we've discussed this, there seems to be more attention being paid to funding these types of services more fully in the future. Are you hearing any good news on those efforts, or?
No, although the information that's being requested by PCCD is getting into the full amounts that counties are paying for indigent defense as a whole, which my hope is when they see how much the counties are spending, will show that there's a need for the state to really step in.
Okay.
So, but I haven't heard anything more than I think everybody else has heard at this point.
And I didn't know if there was any, anything that you were aware of in the pending budget that looks like it would assist with those costs.
I do not. Unfortunately.
Yeah. All right, very good. Thank you. That were all the questions that I would have. Someone would like to make a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Michael. Thanks, commissioners. That takes us then to agenda item 23, which is discussion and possible motion to select a firm related to our strategic planning.
I would like to move to table this, please.
Second. It's moved and second. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you, commissioners. That
Thank
takes
you.
us then to agenda item 24, which is commissioners' liaison reports. And Commissioner Needham. I'll start with you.
Sure, I'll start. It's been a busy couple weeks. I attended the household hazardous event to kind of get a feel for what exactly happens out there. And I don't know that I'll be invited back, as they hadn't had rain in 3 years, and it happened to rain the entire time that I was there. But what a well-oiled machine, and the contractor that we work with to provide those services, I was really impressed with the way that they were treating the customers as they came through, and understanding how they are, try and keep things moving so that the traffic doesn't back up onto Claremont Road. So well run by Justin Kirk and the team out there. So thank you for that. I also attended the Cumberland County Crimes Victims Rally, and Commissioner Fashi spoke. The CADIC annual update, where they presented their annual report, which was the first time in 6 years, which I think is really showing good progress of that organization. I toured the Barnett's Mill. That Dickinson Township is trying to organize some support and funding for the restoration of that old historic mill and park. Additionally, I attended the sunrise breakfast with the state reps, which was Davidson, Kutz, and Gleim, put on by the Carlisle Chamber. An agricultural roundtable hosted by Representative John Joyce and Barb Gleim, where Representative Joyce really played out the importance of the Farm Bill and how much he is really pushing for support of the Farm Bill, which is ultimately where our agriculture dollars, our land preservation for ag comes from. So he indicated he has more cows than people in his district. So he is very, very supportive of that bill and trying to move it along. I attended a ribbon cutting for American Family Care Urgent Care Facility in Camp Hill. It's a really unique, it was their 400th location. It's a really unique franchise that I hope will help with some walk-in medical needs in the county. Commissioner Fashi and I attended the Aging Volunteer Breakfast. It was really wonderful to be able to thank those folks directly. They give so much time, and as I shared then and have in other situations, I'm very concerned about the increase in the need for services for our aging population in Cumberland County. And they're doing a fantastic job, but they could not do the job they do without the volunteers, and they are truly priceless. Additionally, I attended the YWCA Human Trafficking Lunch and Learn, where our esteemed DA McCormick and Detective Dave Miller gave a really powerful message. I think the group was probably very surprised to learn of all that is happening right here in our backyard in Cumberland County. So I hope it mobilizes support of your efforts. We held a Commission for Women meeting, and that group continues to participate in events across the county in just a wonderful, positive way. And they are preparing for the Child Care Town Hall Part 2. It is going to be a business-led discussion that is on May 29th at 11 o'clock. That's being held at Members First Community Room in Enola. And they're really excited to bring to the table some very creative things that businesses, the public-private partnership of businesses and government that are taking place to make childcare more affordable for individuals. I also attended the Western COG, provided Commissioner Fashi with an update on that if she would like to do it.
Go ahead.
Basically, they're getting ready for spring, but they did move to approve a line painting bid. And they are anxious to get that going in good weather. There was talk about House Bill 722 related to cremation and new chemicals that are going to be used in cremation, and there was a concern about them going into the water supply. So I'm not familiar with that House bill and need to read up a little bit more to know the impact. Barb Gleim is apparently involved and will be updating on that as well. There is Lower Mifflin is getting ready to begin bridge repair on Creekview Road, and Shippensburg Borough is looking for a borough manager if anyone is interested in applying, but not employees of the county, please. We held a planning commission, and there were two very, very hot topics. And as you both know, those packages are on our website. But the rezoning request in South Newton Township, taking a parcel from R1 to C1 to allow for solar development, was really about 30 to 40 minutes of the meeting. And then Middlesex Township's new zoning ordinance and map, that discussion really, I had to depart to come back to this meeting. But the Planning Commission approved the rezoning request for South Newton. They denied the request for the Middlesex zoning ordinance until the comments would be addressed. Lastly, I attended the CADIC board meeting, and Gary, I know you were on, so I won't spend too much time on that, but the highlights were that there is now an app for all of the historic markers in Carlisle. So if you want to access that, it's on our website under our history section, but also on CADIC's website. And I'm encouraged to hear that 230 people have already signed up. It's technically being promoted as a trail, but it's at your own pace and at your own leisure to walk up and read the historic markers. And as the packet, the only thing I'll point out, the reporting is much improved, but much of what was covered was in the report. There was some discussion surrounding the Keystone Aquatics property. That is in South Middleton Township. South Middleton Township was, I think, pursuing possible acquisition of that. It looks like that's not going to happen. And a nonprofit is evaluating that. CADIC's interest in that is really out of sports tourism, because when you host those swim meets, it brings a lot of people to the area, and they stay, generally speaking, over the weekend, and they get to go to lunch after they see Keith. How long is a typical race? Like 30 seconds of a race after hours of a meet. So they get to enjoy Cumberland County. And lastly, Frog Switch property, that is slated to close on May 28th. They are still awaiting the PA sites determination if they have received money for that. The phase 1 environmental is expected to be completed in it was April 15th, and the Alta survey April 18th. And that is it for me.
Thank you, Commissioner Fauci.
Well, good morning, Cumberland County. I would remind you to use the Cumberland County Library System. I attended the Adams Ritchie pedestrian bridge ribbon cutting ceremony, and I don't know if anyone has been over to East Penn to see that beautiful bridge that goes up over the road. There's soccer fields on one side. You can go over to the park safely now. On the overhead bridge. It really is. It's a beautiful bridge. It was an excellent project. Kudos to East Penn for all of the work they did to get that done. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's very cool. Very cool.
And that'll be really helpful with the large apartment and
Yes.
development complex that is happening
Yes.
on the one side of the road there.
You know, they fenced off all of those soccer fields from the road so that no one can even be like, oh, heck, I'm just gonna run across the road. I mean, it
Right.
really is an excellent pedestrian safety piece. I attended the CISPA, the Communities in Schools Pennsylvania open house at their Camp Hill office. And they are a nonprofit group that is really interested in assisting schools and students in some ways that probably are not happening within the school. And I think a lot of that has to do with a lack of funding. So that was I had a great time there, and they are working in Cumberland County and are looking to get into more of our school districts. So I think that that's a great thing. Kelly and I attended the Victims' Rights Rally. Katie Zimmerman and I sat down with Representative Thomas Kutz, and we had a great conversation about our LSA grant application for the mobile 911 unit. We talked a little bit about the need for the 911 surcharge. We talked about staying ahead of grant opportunities and just really had a nice conversation with him for about 30 minutes. So that was an excellent thing, working on that relationship. As Kelly said, she went to the Western COG. I attended the State County Records Committee meeting. So when Governor Wolf was in office, he appointed me to the State County Records Committee. And there's a lot going on there. And they are going to be sending all of the members some homework because processes and procedures probably need to change. And we're going to work on that as a group. I attended the Capital Region Economic Development Corporation Executive Committee meeting, and Kelly had planning, so I went to CREDIC. What a group. One of the interesting things that they had to say at that meeting is that they have such a series of applications right now, a large number of them, and they commented that historically, and I mean, this is anecdotal evidence, but that historically, when this happens at CREDIC, we are headed to a recession. When they have that many applications, we've got a recession coming. And so, you know, they have been paying attention for a long time. And so they put that warning out there. Let's hope we don't. Let's hope we don't. I went over to our forensics lab to visit them and congratulate them on the work that they did when the governor's residence was set on fire. The Pennsylvania State Police reached out to our forensics lab, our crime lab, and took the evidence from that fire over to our lab for analysis. And the Pennsylvania State Police, of course, made a mention of that in a press conference. They used the Cumberland County Crime Lab. I am so just proud of them for the excellent work that they do. They are known as people that are not fooling around. If you give them evidence, if you need something done, they are doing it. So they were pulling genetic evidence and fingerprints. So I just want to make sure everyone knows that that lab is up and running and doing excellent work and is really well respected throughout the state.
And Jean, if I may, they do this at all hours of the evening. The staff comes in to make those things happen when necessary, and weekends at any point in time they truly dedicated team out at that lab, and we're very,
Yes.
very thankful.
And just as our governor's family was celebrating Passover, one of our employees was celebrating Passover, and she moved everything. You know, she was like, well, I gotta go. And so she just brought it in to share. You know, the things she was preparing. Oh, yeah, like it's amazing. They do such excellent work, and they're so thoughtful about each other. I went to Shippensburg University, and the Center for Land Use and Sustainability had a public forum on warehouse development, impacts on people and landscapes. Our own Kirk Stoner was on that board. What an interesting discussion. The Clean Air Board was represented. Some economic development corporations were represented. It really was an excellent conversation. And you know, one of the things that we took away is that you have to have a balance between the two. And if you're going to have a warehouse, you really have to put it in the right location. So that was an excellent event. Kirk always does a great job. I had the Cumberland County Housing and Redevelopment Authority meeting. Their audits are done. You have them, right, Dana? So that's good. They are working on their strategic planning process. They're also working with the county to improve the Affordable Housing Trust Fund operations. So there's an old ordinance in place. CCHRA has a process in place, and they are waiting for the county to determine a more suitable process. So I'm assuming, Dana, you are knee deep in the hoopla on that. Yes, good. Okay. February 25th, they did their nuts and bolts of housing, and that was well attended and went well. They've got the Party on Pitt coming up on May 3rd from 11 to 2. That's 219 North Pitt Street. So there will be lots of activities going on, and if you want to come in and apply for affordable housing through CCHRA, they're going to help you do that right then and there. They will assist you with that process. Their second annual Community Development Conference is coming up on September 23rd at AHAC. It will be Leading Locally, Real Estate, Land Use, and Funding Solutions. Mary gave a HUD update. So their funding has remained steady, but the future is uncertain. But they are actively working to focus on metrics and creating self-sufficiency for residents. The library system met. Same thing, same message. Their audits are done. It's great. Their audit was great. And the group that came in and went over the audit, I thought they did a spectacular job. Sometimes people get in the weeds on those audits, and that person did an excellent job going over that audit. But that library system has the same issue where they have no idea if they're going to have federal funding or not, and they are preparing for that funding to be cut substantially. So something for us to keep an eye on. This week, I attended the annual Criminal Justice Advisory Board Conference in State College, and I learned so much about CJABs, how they operate, how other counties do them. There are some counties with incredibly dynamic, cooperative CJABs, and so I came back with a lot of great information, and we have a lot to work on. So I was very happy to be at that. In the Conservation District, met this week. I was at their board meeting, and today is the start of the tree sale pickup. You have today and tomorrow to pick up the items you ordered. So that is it, and I wonder why I'm tired.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Eichelberger.
Okay, just a handful of things. Some of these were covered already by others, so I won't repeat a bunch of that. So of course, under recycling household hazardous waste event was discussed, but I just wanted to supplement that with Justin sent me a summary report. 357 customers collected 33,281 pounds of waste. Obviously, still a significant need out among the public for this service, and our folks do a terrific job on that. So the e-cycling contract has been signed by Eco Reworld. Recall our previous vendor had withdrawn from the process, so we were concerned on what we were going to get on terms of electronics recycling, but we do have a good vendor. The contract was returned to the county yesterday, I believe, and should be in good shape to make that change. That's going to be effective May 1st. Let's see here, we have it's covered. We did have MHIDD last week. I think most of these updates have already been passed along to you, so I won't dwell on a lot of that. Of course, the reminder that May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we've had the annual awareness walk that will take place from the court up here to the historic courthouse. That's going to be next Friday, and the ceremony is at 11. I believe the walk begins at 10. And there's still, you can register online to sign up for that, take part. We certainly welcome anyone participating. As you know, we've been engaged in a lot of advocacy regarding the funding shortfalls, and that has been largely ineffective. So obviously there's a need to keep the message out there among the public in order to compete for limited dollars. So this walk has done a very nice job in terms of bringing the issues to the public and generating considerable amount of public attention. So any participation is welcome. I believe all three commissioners are planning to be there. That's super positive. The theme this year is Our Voices, Our Future, funding the support we all deserve. So that we're hoping for nice media turnout on that as well to continue the job of advocating publicly for that. The advisory group meeting was last week. Range of topics there. I think again, most of these have been covered. The one thing that Annie mentioned to me this week was that the pending long-term residential project that we're doing in partnership with Franklin County is certainly a source of concern right now with the possibility of tariffs expanding, ballooning the cost of construction there. They did get an estimate on what the impact could be. It'd be an increase of $800,000. And again, that's just an estimate. So obviously that's a situation that's undesirable and warrants considerably more observation as we're able. Not sure what type of solution we have to that unless the federal government decides that to ease off their emphasis on the tariff question, which is the root problem. So, Mark gave me a small update, but nothing essential there. Linda gave us at the last meeting our fiscal outlook, which continues to be very, very challenging. Involves shortfall, which we're concerned is going to expand. I have that financial statement if anyone would like to receive that. We are encouraged, of course, by, as previously reported, the increase in waivers that are on the intellectual development disability side of things. A lot of discussion there on the increases in even more beneficial the reallocation of some of the higher level waivers. We have freed up some resources to help folks more evenly match what their true needs are. So a tiny bit of good news in a challenging situation. On the crisis walk-in center, I think everybody's up to date on that. We'll continue to have our folks continue to have meetings with the contractor connections in order to refine some of the problems that simply surface through implementation, and to try to work some things out particularly in regards to first responders and adherence to a regimen there, a protocol on how best to handle that issue. Of course, a lot of discussion regarding the budget situation, which no one seems to have a lot of facts on. Of course, that's an evolving situation. Obviously, bears a lot of continued observation. Suicide prevention task force continues to meet and work, and there are now 2 lost survivor support groups that are available on that. We did get an update on some of the numbers. It's early in the year, so numbers are low. That's a little encouraging, but not enough data yet to really reach any conclusions on. So paying very close attention to those issues. So, crisis intervention numbers. We are seeing, at least at Penn State Holy Spirit, I think everybody's aware of this, we're continuing to see declines in the crisis presentations at emergency rooms in all but one category, age group category. So we consider that very preliminary good news. Obviously, got to continue to monitor that. So that's really all I have.
I want to add something. So if you are doing the worldwide wellness program, I am with you. And boy, I thought I moved a lot. There are some employees at this county that are moving in an incredible way every day. So anyway, worldwide wellness. I know that we're a week into the program, but it gives you points every day based on how much you walk, how much produce you eat, and how many times you take a time out, right? Two 2-minute times out a day. And then you have to answer a question about a place in the world that you might want to visit. So it's very cool. It's not too late to join it. And I'm having the best time. It's brought out my competitive nature. So.
Okay, thank you. So that takes us then to agenda item 25, which is report of executive sessions. And I'd like to report that on April 17, 2025 at 9:30 a.m. there was an executive session regarding personnel. Now I'll ask if there is any other business to come before the board today. Seeing none, hearing none, we are adjourned.